Welcome back to Grumpy Vet Garage. Today we're working on my 2007 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. About a week ago, I took the truck on a short road trip, not too far, about 10 hours round trip. And in that road trip, I highlighted something I already knew, but it just made it very apparent that I needed to address it. One of a few things, actually. But the number one thing was visibility with these headlights. So the condition of my headlight lenses on the truck are actually pretty typical of a lot of people's older Silverados. I mean, this truck has almost 340,000 miles on it. So to look as good as they do is great, but I also didn't think that putting in OEM lenses were going to get me to the level of visibility that I would like. Modern vehicles have modern headlights, and granted, this isn't that modern of a vehicle, but I wanted to kind of bring the truck into a more modern state. So let me show you what I got to fix this problem. Okay, so what I got here is the AlphaRex Nova Series headlights for 03 to 06 Silverados. Now, mine is a 2007, but it's an early 2007, not a 2007 and a half. So these will work. So if you have what you characterize as cat eye headlights, these very well may be working for you in your application. I didn't take the protective coating plastic off of it because, again, with the install, I want to protect these lenses so they look nice. But I feel, though, this is a huge upgrade from what's currently in there. And if I was to put an OEM headlight lens in there and then new LED, for instance, bulbs, I'm not sure what performance I really would get. So this is a plug and play style setup. Like for this marker light, it uses the bulb plugs here and here, as well as the harness plug on the actual truck to replace. And it's meant to be a really plug and play. The headlight assembly is more of the same. It's got 3 projectors, and I thought was interesting was the high beam, low beam. It gives you maximum input or output, and it just uses a shutter system like a modern headlight would to give you high and low beam. But it's a really nice unit, and I feel like it's a huge upgrade from trying to put the OEM lights in, which is just not up to par with what we have with modern lighting. I'm not going to pretend like it's not expensive. Link to this product will be in the description, but I think it's a massive upgrade for anybody with a quote-unquote cat eye headlights on their Silverado. It's a huge upgrade to give you the lighting that you should have on a modern vehicle. So we're outside of the truck, and the good thing about our Silverados is they were designed for fleet use, so ease of maintenance for a fleet of vehicles. So taking out these headlights is actually pretty easy. I'm going to try to do it one-handed while I hold the camera with the other. So when you come up to the unit, you'll see a pin on top. You take that pin, pull it out of its lock position, and then slide it out. And once you get it removed, you can set it aside. And now the actual unit will just pull forward. Got to wiggle it a little bit to get it out. I abandoned the one-handed method, so the pin's already out, but you need to actually just wiggle this out of position. So with 2 hands, much easier. And when you get behind it, there's just 2 plugs. These 2. Undo them, and then you can take the headlight assembly and put it to the side. Okay, now for the bottom marker, there are 2 clips that hold this in. There's a clip right here. That is not where you pull it from. That is where it'll rock in. It's over here, right? Try to point to it right there. It's real dark, but it's a black plastic. That has to be depressed, and then this will rock out in the front and come this way. You don't want to break this tab over here off, especially this piece right here, because that's how your new headlight is going to secure in. So I'm going to off camera depress that and pull this out, and then I'll show you how it works. Okay, so I depressed that tab right there, and it made the headlight come free. So now that it's free, you come across and you see how it rocks in. It slides out of that little hook right there. Now we have to disconnect the connectors. Okay, so the connectors, the side marker, it's just like a quarter turn, and that pulls free. This one, you have to depress this little tab, and then it's like a quarter turn as well, and the bulb should pop right out. That looks really crusty, so I'm glad I'm changing that. And then coming over here to the white one, same thing. You just depress it, and then rock it, and then pull it out, and it looks like somebody put an LED in there before. So here is the marker, and you just pull it away. So to make more room, I went ahead and removed the grill. It's a very easy process to remove the grill. The top panel is only held on by 7 clips. I use a pair of pliers, specialty to those clips, to pull it. I'll leave a link to those pliers in the description. Makes it real easy to pull those clips. But then the rest of it is just 6 push clips. And those push clips literally just snap into the actual grill, just here, but 6 total. And you can pull the whole thing out. And then that makes it real easy to get in there and put the new headlights in. Okay, so the marker light just fits in just like light bulbs. So you can see the connections there. They go into their corresponding harnesses, plug it in like a bulb. This harness right here actually connects to link the 2 headlights together. But once those are in, you can then make it watertight by putting in quarter turn, slide. And then now that all that's in, you can kind of peel back the protective covering, because now you got to pop it into the clips. So like I said previously, you rock it in on one side, and then it pops in the clip on the other, and then there it is, it's installed. So for the headlight assembly, you have to connect this connector to the bottom connector from the marker, and then these corresponding, let me get it real quick, these corresponding plugs go into the headlight plugs from the old system. You also have these ballasts that need to be draped over to the center so they can be secured to the inside of the headlight. I'm going to try to do this real quick, and then I'll come back. So now everything is plugged in and I have the headlight in place. These ballasts, make sure they're draped towards the center, because we're going to use this surface here to adhere them, because they have double-sided tape. And it also kind of puts them into the airflow behind the grill. But yeah, we take the pin and then run the pin in. It should be a tight fit, which is good, because you don't want the headlight moving around while you're driving. Rattling is a bad thing, so it shouldn't be too crazy, but still snug. And then lock it in place. And now we can come back to clean this surface and attach these ballasts here. So now I'm going to go ahead and function check the lights. So let's go ahead and turn them on. Okay, so I use Tessa tape. I've used it in the past, and I'll leave a description, link in the description for Tessa tape if you want to use it to protect these wires on these 2 sections that were bare. But what we need to do is clean off the section of this side of the housing. I know it's new, but you still want to wipe it down with isopropyl and a rag just to make sure it's nice and clean, so that when you bond this to the side, that it sticks and then stays long term. So the arrangement that I found is best is to go with the long one here, and then because the wires stick up here, you're able to go over the top and stick them like that. Okay, so a clean rag and then isopropyl alcohol. Spray it onto the rag. Don't spray it onto the headlight, because you don't want to damage this finish. And then just come in with it on the rag and just wipe down that surface on the side. It'll flash very quickly, removing any kind of glues or oils that may be there to prevent it from sticking. Again, just now pull off the 3M backer and then stick it on the open spot. And just press for a few seconds. You don't have to do it too long. And now all 3 of these are adhered to the side of the headlight. Now when you put on the cover, it won't interfere with those. Okay, now go ahead and install your grill and trim, and you're all done. So that's pretty much it for the install of the AlphaRex Nova Series headlights. I'm going to put in some pictures now of before what the actual light dispersion was with the previous OEM style headlights compared to these new AlphaRex Nova style headlights. So as you can see, there's a huge difference. It's hard to really capture how bright lights are with a camera, because whatever picture you take, it seems like they're brighter in the picture than they are in real life. But I hope you can see the contrast. It's definitely a huge difference and an improvement. And I would recommend, if you like these kind of headlights, to get some for yourself. Again, link to these headlights are in the description below, so get yourself a set if you so choose. But if you have any questions about how I installed this or something I could do different, please leave a comment on this video. Also, if you like this kind of content, working on the Silverado, my Eclipse, or working on my Supra, please consider subscribing to my channel. Also, we have a Grumpy Vet Garage merch store. This is actually a shirt from that store. Link to that store is also in the description. We also have hoodies, zip-ups, and pullovers for the upcoming winter months. So if you're so inclined, go down there and get something for yourself. But again, thanks for coming and seeing me in my garage. And until next time, have a good one.